2, 1.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Pull Up Experience Podcast
Pull up.
Edition. Now, we got a very special episode from y'all. Now, if y'all don't remember, this is my girl, Lulu. Y'all know her from our second dating game.
Yes.
And I got a treat. I'm trying to get y'all charged up this Sunday. And who better to do it with than the infamous Philly Weeden.
Yeah.
Y'all know him from his hardcore ab workouts. Y'all know him from Charged Up. Y'all know him from both his physical training and his motivational enthusiasm and speaking. He has a way of just growing continuously in Cleveland.
Yes.
If you real old school Cleveland, y'all remember the signs back in the day by the Playhouse. He's been elevated, and what better person to have a conversation about elevation with than the man himself, Mr. Philly Weeden.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for having me. I'm excited. That was good. She said a lot.
She get what she did,
said
right?
a lot.
You know?
She said a lot.
Right. Absolutely. So I always like to start from the beginning because I know our audience that, you know what I'm saying, they see you where you are, but I like to start where you began.
Okay.
So let's start from the beginning. When you were in high school, like, you know what, I'm gonna be the man when it comes to fitness or whatnot. Or did it?
No.
No.
In high school, I wanted to be a football player. I wanted to go to the NFL. And, you know, I went to John F. Kennedy. It's when it comes to sports, like, then,
Yeah.
you know, the inner city schools suffered
Yes, they did.
when it came to looks. Because, you know, the coaches don't really know how to market
Yeah.
the program. So I got a scholarship from Tiffin University, and at the time Tiffin was Division II, and when I was coming on board, it became Division I AA. So then when I got down there, again being from John F. Kennedy,
Right.
you know, I wasn't the most academic, scholastic type of guy. You know, I was great in school though.
Yeah.
I was a great student, but you know, I wasn't the person that wants the A or the B. Like I just remember a conversation having with the coach, and he said, you know, then we had eligibility cards. I don't know what they have now, but they had eligibility cards, which means that you take it to the teacher each grade or each class, and they mark if you're passing or failing, and if you're passing, then you get to play this week. So all we needed was a C. And that's all I wanted. That's all I wanted was a C.
Yeah.
So when I got to Tiffin, it was grades first. Like they cared about that first.
Yeah.
So of course, that wasn't my focus, and my grade point average wasn't up to par. So they said they're gonna hold my scholarship, but they want me to go back to community college, which was Tri-C, and you know, get my grades up and then come back. So when I get back to Cleveland, they called it Tri-High then.
Oh yeah.
Because when you get there, it's just fun. Ain't nobody thinking about college, ain't nobody thinking about schools. So when I got in there, you know, I just slowly but surely just faded out. So when I got there, you know, of course I came back. You know, everybody got questions because they want to see you go.
Yeah.
When you come back, they're like, "Whoa, what you doing here?" You know. So
Yeah.
then I had to tell them, and they explained everything. So then now I'm back with my mom. She's like, "You need to get a job." So I said, "Okay." So me, you know, sports, and I'm like, best job to get is a gym, because I mean, in my mind, it's like you ain't doing nothing, but
Right,
just there
right.
with weights and people working out. That's great. It's like a good job. I don't want to work at McDonald's or nothing like that.
Yeah.
So I applied for Ballet Total Fitness, and they was hiring for a porter. And I was like, I can do that, you know. I can do that. So I was working at Ballet Total Fitness in Beechwood, and I was catching a bus down to Metro, going to school. And I did that consistently for about a couple months. And then I was called into the office by the director of Bally's, and he said, "Man, you're doing a great job around here." He said, "I want to promote you to an operations manager." And he said, "And you're going to be making 6 figures." So I was like, "Okay." And he was like, "But you had a choice to make. You either go to school and do what you're doing, or you quit school and do this." He said, "Because this job, you be working 9 to 9. It's a salary job."
Yeah.
So he said, "I'll give you to Friday, make the decision."
It's a no-brainer.
No, I'm not waiting till Friday. I can tell you now. Let's do it. So, you know, at 19, I was working at Valley Total Fitness full time. And, you know, I started playing semi-pro football, and you know, again, I fell back in love with football. And then I got married, had a son, and then my wife saw that it was tryouts for arena football. And she's like, hey, I know you love football, and you know, you still have a dream or whatever. He said, I think you should go out there and try it out. So then I was like, well, I mean, I ain't played football in a lot of years, you know. So I was like, well, I need to get a trainer or whatever. So I looked up Mark Harris, Raw Talent Sports, and he got me going, you know, and I fell back in love, and I got my things back going. And you know, the first day of arena football tryouts, I got signed. So it was great. And at the time, me and my wife wasn't talking. She didn't know I got signed, but she knew I was leaving. And I left. And that was that. She's like, wait, I got you there. I got you an opportunity. You left me. That's how it is. But, you know, so that's when, then, I mean, I still was in fitness, you know, no matter what. And fitness just became a love. You know, as athletes, fitness is the go-to. You know, because you need to train in order to do what you do. And, you know, if you love what you're doing, you're going to love training. And it just go hand in hand.
Go hand in hand, I got you. I want to hit this one time. I love how you know what I'm saying? Because I know for a lot of us, you know, everyone thinks that, because I know people see where you are, but they don't know where you begin. And I think some people had the assumption that you start out already know what you want to do versus, you know what I'm saying, as you progress in life, you know, it comes to you. So appreciate that.
One thing I had a question about, since we at the beginning, is you said we ain't come in alone. Like, you actually have a twin. And what I love about your marketing is nobody ever says Philly the twin. Like, you have maintained your individuality throughout your career.
Thank you.
And how do you do that? Because so many people alter themselves and kind of force that opportunity to stand out when you naturally have that ability, where people don't just, like, we know you have a brother, we know you and your brother are friends, we even see him on some of your marketing, but for the most part, you are good at just being you by yourself. How do you do that?
Well, one thing that I started doing when I became having it, when I started having the entrepreneur spirit, my barber at the time, he wanted to start a clothing line, and I said, okay, you know, he said he wanted to start it with me, and I was like, okay. I didn't know nothing about it, you know, but I knew that once I invested it into anything, I need to go all out because I just want to see the profit. I don't want to sit back and just chill, and that was the thing that we kept bumping our heads at, you know, because he's like, nah, it's gonna sell itself, it's gonna be okay. And I was like, man, no, my money's involved, my time is involved, no. So I just began, you know, having this type of, I don't want to say hustler's mentality, because I mean, hustling just has it depends on the meaning, but I just had this drive that no matter what I'm doing, I need to go all in, because that's just the passion of whatever I'm doing it. So, I mean, I only get involved in things that I know that I'm passionate about, because I know how I can get. And how I get is what you see. You know, I have to go all out in anything that I do, anything that I touch, anything that I say is okay. I need to go all out because I just want to see the profit and the reward from it. I don't want to sit back and idolize it and sit back and say, oh, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be all right, it'll sell itself. I just wear it, or she can wear it, and no. I just feel like attention needs to be served in this very moment. So I just go all out.
Do you think having that mental discipline is what's able to continue to drive you and your clients to these successes? Because we like see it on you guys. Like, one thing that's beautiful about physical training is we see the physical results. Like, we could talk all day and we could say this is the meal plan or this is whatever, but certain, like, just your whole camp, especially like all the ladies, it's always like, oh, you in Cleveland, y'all definitely gotta go get your mind right because it's happening, right? So but talking to you, you could tell like you're mentally there and you're committed to whatever it is that you said you're gonna do. And it seems like everybody else embraces the idea of, okay, this is what we're committed to, and being committed to that cause is what's pushed, you know, so far. Do you think that translate when it's time to actually go.
Yes, absolutely.
Work out?
I believe that it starts at the top. I believe everything starts at the top. And if I'm, a certain type of way where I'm not disciplined or I'm not focused, then I believe that just trickles down. And then therefore you can't blame no one person for doing that, because at the top he's doing it. So how can I sit back and say that I want to lead by example if I'm not leading by example? So I believe that you just attract those like-minded people, and it just is what it is, because I get told all the time I don't want to come to the vote yet because I'm not ready yet, and that's a good thing. It's a good thing to know that that you, whenever you want to come there, you can't play. You have to be serious about it, because everybody's in here serious about it, and that's the beauty of it. It's a good and bad thing, because it's like, yeah, I want more people in there, but I want the right people in there.
Come on.
Go ahead.
Come on. That was good. I think that's so important, because I think that's dope to know, one, your brand, and know what your brand embodies, and know that you don't want to attract just anybody. You want to attract a certain clientele, right. And you definitely do. Yeah. Anybody who work with Philly, they go hard, hard. I mean, it's just that again, it's the mindset. We all have it, whether we all have different walks of life, but at the end of the day, we're all serious about whatever it is that we're doing. And sometimes I have to remind the people, because we all fall off, but then they do it. I remember having plenty of conversations with most of the people that's there, and they feel, I can't do it. I was like, you're a single mom? It's like, yeah. I was like, you can do it. I was like, you got a full-time job? They're like, yeah. I was like, you can do it. I was like, you take care of so-and-so, yeah, you can do it. So tap into that spirit. Tap into the person who had to become a single mom, but not by choice. Tap into the person that had to become a successful nurse while taking care of somebody. Tap into the person who survived a divorce. Tap into the person who survived miscarriage. Whatever it is you have to do, you became successful in something that you did. So you need that person needs to show up at the gym, not the regular Lulu, not the regular. Tap into the Lulu who had to go through this, and this, and still became who she is today. That's the person that's going to get results. Not Philippe. Philippe like to sit at home in the dark and just chill and don't be bothered. Don't want to talk to nobody. Don't want no noise. But Philly has to get it done, and Philly becomes this person that's getting it done. Because if I was Philippe at the vault, I'll get ran over. I'll get ran over. It's so many alpha spirits there, women, men, and that's a great thing, but so if you come in there playing, one day they're gonna get you, and then you're gonna feel like, dang. So it just is, it's a lot of bosses around, and it's a lot of, supervisors, managers, just people, leaders, and again, if you're not on top of your game as a leader, then you're gonna get ran over by the pack, and I don't want to get ran over by the pack. That's good. I need alter ego too. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. That's good. I ain't want to, I ain't want to keep in, but that was good.
Yeah, I got you.
Y'all need to put your alter egos too.
The alter ego is what gets it done. Because we all have a switch that we flip on and off.
Yeah.
It may not be intentionally, but it's mentally. You clock in and clock out.
Yeah.
But you have to know in that moment that this person needs to show up, because this person is what's going to get it done no matter what. I can't be who I am outside of this place and think that I can survive inside of this place. It won't happen.
No, that's good stuff. So, we got Lulu here, and I want to talk about how y'all met and what motivated her to, join up with you. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about how we met. Let me hold it. Let me get ready.
Okay, so I was a full-time special education teacher, but I also played football in a women's professional league. So my masseuse at the time was renting a space out of the gym, Naturally Gifted, had a space in there. So I would go weekly to get massages from, just the aches and pains of being a football player. So of course I see him and his brother, but they just always smiling, always. So then he like, you should let me train you. I'm like, Like, I don't do trainers. I don't get motivated by people barking and yelling in my face. Like, that's not how I get motivated. And I've been an athlete my entire life. I already know what I need to do. I don't need no trainer. So, you know, just going, and then, like, you know, everybody was just so friendly.
Yeah.
It was a friendly atmosphere. And, you know, I ended up tearing my ACL playing football. So then I'm like, my spirit was real down. I was really low, and I was just like, then I needed the motivation. I needed the help. So I'm like, what's up? You gonna turn me? Because, like, not only after I tore my ACL, I was just hungry for the comeback. That's you know what I'm saying? But it was my first major injury, and, like, you see the NFL players, they have ACL tears all the time. They back on the field, you know, 3-4 months. I'm like, I didn't know it was as severe as it was. So, you know, I get out there and I'm just like, I'm struggling. Like, I kept having setbacks because it's a very, very sensitive area, and the rehab is very tough. And mentally, it tore me up. So, you know, I reached out to Philly, and, you know, he was just being a good friend, a good person. You know, he prayed for me. He prayed for my healing, my spirit. And, like, outside of my dad, like, this was the first man that I knew personally that prayed for me. Like, it was like no, you know, ulterior motive, nothing. And, you know, he just helped me get back into that mental mindset. And, you know, he helped me get back to where I needed to be. So, you know, we've been locked in since. Plus, when I was like, okay, when I go back, I want to go back like 10 times better. You know, it's like I had something to prove, and he just, you know, I thought I looked good before, but then training with him, it's just like a whole new body.
Show is. I was like,
yeah, so, you know, that's how it is, you know. We just kind of got locked in from there. Like, we are a lot alike. In a lot of ways, and we just connected. So, you know, we just became, not only was he my trainer, we just got cool over the years. And, you know, he's a mentor. He's my mentor. I'm like, I need to mentor me because I wasn't an entrepreneur. I got into this full-time in April of 2021. Yep. But I had some things going on in my field that was happening, and in 2019 I ended up sustaining a concussion, and I was just out of it. Like, I couldn't get out of the bed, the noise, the light, everything. I was constantly sick. I was really going through it. So I was laying in the bed one day just like beating myself down. Everybody think I'm so strong and I'm so tough, but really, like, I have a strong presence. But really, I'm like a pampered princess. So I really be going through it. People don't know that side about me. I be going through it mentally. Like, the adversity, I never really had to deal with that. So this was just new for me. And I was just like, you know, I got to do something different. And that's when I came up with the idea to start my own fitness apparel line. Because, like, I was coaching. I was a track coach. I've been in the sport of track and field forever. And so I was coaching, and I'm always in my Nike. I was a Nike girl. Always in my Nike stuff. And I'm paying $80 for a pair of tights. They won't stay up. Sometimes I'm working out. They falling down in the back. And I'm like, what is going on? So in that moment, in the concussion, when you're sitting still, you can't do what you want to do or what you need to do, that idea was birthed, and talked to him, of course. And he just always encouraging. You know, he sat down, had a meeting with me, tell me what I need to do, like things I need to do. So just, I can go to him for anything. Whether it's business, whether it's personal, spiritual. So we just continue to build on a relationship. He invited me to be the official vendor on his tour. And that just meant so much to me because he has his own line. So I'm like, dang. He invited me to be the official vendor of his tour, to sell my merchandise when he got his own merchandise that's selling out like this. So, you know, that meant a lot to me because to me that said, I see you. And I see what you're doing.
That's dope.
And he didn't see me grow in the business, and he's helped me through it. So that's our story.
I'm glad. Can I just one time? Come on, man. Come on, one more time.
You get too quiet.
That's dope. That's dope. dope. Cause I mean, I see Instagram, like you see the testimony and like time and time again, everyone says the same thing, just how supportive you are. You know what I'm saying? Cause you know the stigma with trainers, you got that person like being a drill sergeant, and I think I'm pretty sure you can get that way if need be, but I feel like the overall is that the atmosphere is I'm going to help cultivate you any way I can. And I think that's a dope.
I mean, I became that way because I was on the opposite end of it. You know, so once you experience not support or non-support, you know, you can either become non-supportive yourself, or you can say I'm gonna do it the other way around. And I chose to do it the other way around because the taste that I experienced, I don't want nobody else to taste that. You know, so it's just like, you know, hey, what about me? What about me? Nah, cool. Don't worry about it. We can do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So, you know, I became that way, and I love it, man, because it's I do it from the heart. You know, I don't do it for the recognition. I don't do it for the accolades. I actually do it because I want to see people be successful. Yeah, and
that's good.
That's the bottom line.
And you can tell, like, you know what I'm saying? Because people say it, but other people actually do it and embody it, and we see it, and we want to give your flowers here on the show. Lulu obviously gave it to you. Yeah, so
thank you.
No, that's what's up.
Thank you.
And I gotta ask a question, and you know, it's first year. Is it true how they say in the first year everybody, you know, trying to keep the New Year's resolution and everybody's packing out at the gym and whatnot? Is that true, or you say this is way year round?
At the vault,
yeah,
it's year round.
It's year round.
Yeah. I mean, the resolution people, we probably get about 10 to 20 people, but they ain't stopping nothing.
Nah,
that's jump in if you jump in. If not, cool. We still doing this. Yeah. So the vote, the culture at the vote is just, again, it's all year round. We don't play with it.
And I love how you said the culture. I think not enough of entrepreneurs, we realize that just as much you put into your brand, just as much you put into your colors and all that good stuff, you got to think about the culture that you want to cultivate with your business. And once again, obviously you put that in there and it shows. So that's dope.
Thank you.
So okay, I got another question for you. So we talked about the past. How about the present? Because right now, like you said, we see Charles, we see the vault or whatnot. And I knew you had the brand, but like, what all do you have in your hands? Because I love how from one, you know how you talk about one stream, one income, multiple streams. You really embody that and whatnot. What even made you even do that? Go from one to branch off to these other things.
Growth. I just, you know, I don't believe in staying in one thing for too long without it, again, being some type of reward. You know, and the reward that I'm looking for is just growth. Because I know that once or when things grow for me, it grows for everybody around me. Because it's not just me. It may be my vision, but I still need your input. I still need your business. I still need your success, whatever it is. I know that the larger my brand gets or the larger I get, the people around me get larger as well. And that's the drive. You know, that's the drive. And now my son is there. So it's a different type of motivation for me because it's like, once I'm done, I want him to continue on, but I know it'll be a much bigger thing, and that's the blessing that I want to receive.
That's dope. Can I hit it one time? But here, stay on.
We knew we was gonna need it for this particular interview. Moving forward. Don't worry about it, y'all.
One or two times, that's it.
Yeah, no, it's not even gonna be here. I ain't worried about bringing it.
She all right, keep it near me because you don't try to steal it and try to throw it away.
Take the batteries out of it.
Yeah, right.
So, I have a question for anyone who may be watching thinking, okay, how can I transform my day job to my day dream type of deal or whatever, where it's like, okay, I know I'm good at this, I'm doing it for somebody else, I would like to transition into taking a stab at doing it myself. What would be some steps or some basic overall tips that you can give someone interested in transitioning from employment to entrepreneurship?
Okay, one of the sayings I used to say, because for a very long time, when my brother started Naturally Gifted, I had a third shift job, right? No one knew this. I had a third shift job working from 11 to 7 in the morning, and I was back at Naturally Gifted from 9 to 9. And I just, right. No, but no one knew this because, for one, it's not their business, and two, I didn't want to, it just wasn't their business. You know, what I do is what I do. I had to do it. You know. But I did that. I did that for 5 years. And, you know, it was just, I always told myself, you know, that you continue to work your dream until your dream hires you.
Come on. Thank you. That's
because the thing is that people sometimes
yeah.
people get so antsy that I can do this. Just wait. Just continue to work it though, because one day it will take over your main income, and then when it does that, that's when you can say, cool, I don't need it no more. But that's if you're being smart. Don't go off emotions or feelings or how the market is or how the economy is. Just work it, because one day it's gonna work for you. And when it does that, you'll be fine. And so, like when I tell trainers, people who want to, quit their job, because a lot of the trainers have talked to me when they're contemplating on doing it. And I say, what does your heart say? Well, I can do it. Well, what does your pocket say? I can do it. So what we talking about? Because, like, to even put it out there, D, right? She said, Phil, I need to meet with you, because she was having a very difficult time trying to. She wanted to be a full-time trainer, but she worked for the county. So she was like, Philly, man, I don't know what to do. She's like, I just need to make $24,000 a year. I said, quit your job. Just quit your job, because you can do that. You know what I'm saying? You're not asking for 60, 70, 80. You're saying 24. 24, you can do 24 in the fitness industry with your eyes closed. And I said the type of spirit that you have, the type of influence that you have the leverage. Do it. But some people are just so afraid of taking that first step because of the fear. Women want stability. That's the bottom line. I want to be able to know that I can get this when I need this, and how much this is, and I got benefits, I got this. So it's like when everything is on me, I'm afraid to do that. Men would jump out there in a heartbeat because we just work, but women, they want stability. They need reassurance. They need to know that everything is secure and locked down before I make this move. So before I make this move, let me save $20,000 before I do this. Let me do this. Let me make sure my daughter cool. Let me make sure this is set. This is in place. But we gonna bust the move, and we worry about whatever's gonna happen. But and I told her, I said, the better you look, the more money you make. And that was all I needed to say, because that's the truth. In the fitness industry, the better you look, because again, as a potential client, you're taking away the guesswork if you look good. Because if you look good, I don't have to worry about you. Can she get me in shape? Well, look at her. Well, look what she got. But for a trainer who's not in shape, you question their credibility, because it's like, I ain't got nothing to go off of. Right. So you take away the guesswork, and it's easy. I tell trainers all the time, it's easy to get a client. It's hard to keep them. I'm a trainer. They sign up all day. Yeah. But when it comes down to the next payment, now how important is your influence in my life? And most times trainers fail in that category because you have to make the client feel like they need you. Even if they can't afford you, they need you.
Time out. You killing the game right now. I hope y'all, because this is not even for training. This is for people in any service-based business. You know what
absolutely.
I'm saying? Because that's crazy. Because I'm thinking in my head dang, I gotta get my clients to make them think.
They need you.
They need me. Yeah. But that's dope.
Yeah, you have to make them. You have to make them feel.
I gotta do that, man.
I'll let you have that.
Thank you. That's a dope concept, because I'm not even training just people in service-based business. Period. You have to convey to that person hey man, you need this. I mean, you really do, because of course something take priority, but you got to understand this is what I offer you is going to help you whatever you're trying to achieve or whatnot. And if the person don't see that, because I've done it, you know what I'm saying? I can say it's been some training, but I'm like, this month I'm gonna skip it this month.
I mean, if you don't see the benefit in what you're spending your money on, you question it. Yeah. And then if you question it for too long, you just back away from it, because I'm not benefiting from me sowing into this. Yeah. This is supposed to help me. So for one, I need to see me look better. Yeah. If I don't look better, do I feel better? Do I have a different attitude when I walk in? Like, I can do it. Yeah. Like, what is it about what you offer that's going to make me continue to support what you do? Because I'm paying for a service at the end of the day. No matter the friendship we made, no matter the conversations we have, I'm still paying for a service that you still require me to pay for. So if I'm paying for this, what am I getting from this? Not a conversation. I don't want your friendship for my money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to pay every month and be like, here you go, and then let's talk.
Right.
No. I want to look better, feel better. I want to make better decisions, because everything stems from physical education, performance.
Yeah.
You know, so because again, you have to tap into a different person.
Yeah.
So that affects the way you think. That affects the way you act. That affects the way. I mean, it just affects a lot of things. You know, you can clear your mind, zone out, and it makes you a boss because now you see that if I go hard, I can get a reward. Not just going here and be la 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 la. And no, wait a second, she came with me and look at her. So you know, it's you just have to. It's a good thing, man. It's a good thing to be in an atmosphere that is supportive and that is wanting you to be your best, no matter what you're going through. Because we all go through problems. We all got issues every day. You know, we all wake up to paying bills. We all wake up to somebody needing us. We all wake up to somebody wanting to get something from us. So we have to take out at least that time to worry about what we got to do. And that's the perfect time to do it.
That's good stuff, man. I'm gonna take a notes, man, because I know I'm over here like, damn, I'm go home tonight, like reconsider stuff, like, you know what? I'm working on that. That's good stuff.
I told you, mentor.
No, that's good stuff. Right.
Now, one thing I also, or everybody in Cleveland know, we can't miss you if we wanted to. You have mastered the art of not only building the brand, but marketing the brand. Because a lot of people will say, this is my brand, this is my colors, this is my logo, bam, and it'll sell itself. And you make sure it's so, I've been seeing you on Vans, like I said, the sign, he used to be out on the corner at the Playhouse with a big sign, I swear to goodness. And that's the first time I went to .com, I'm like, what is Philly Weeden? I didn't know what it was at the time, but it was, he had a suit on, that's what made me pay attention to the sign. They used to be at the Playhouse before the chandelier. Like I said, Instagram, like every other swipe.
Yeah, that's
like,
right. That's a fact.
You'll be like, oh my God. But you have mastered the art of marketing. So, what are some marketing tips you can give us to just be okay? Because you're good at personal branding as well. You don't mind being the face of your brand or the physicality of your brand, but you also don't need it because your clients are they walking masterpieces. So it's like they don't even have to. You don't have to do it, like, because they do the work too. Just walking around like, Lulu, can I have that?
Can I have that? Well, I have two rules when it comes to marketing, which is get their attention, keep their attention, and when you get their attention, you have to attack.
I'm sorry.
When you get their attention, you have to attack their senses, right? So it's sight, smell, touch. So whatever it is, what type of business you're doing, you have to attack those senses, whatever it is. So if I'm a chef, I need to attack the sense of smell first. So you're like, that smells good. Now let me try it. Now when I try it, I'm attacking your emotions, I'm attacking all the other things. So now it's like, now the presentation has to be involved. Because, okay, so with me, you know, how I get your attention is colors, my loudness, my energy, you know, and how I keep your attention is still catering to that, but the results is there. So it's not just sing and dance. It's a sing and dance, but now we're all moving at the same time. So, you know, get their attention, keep their attention. And again, how you get their attention is by attacking their senses. So whatever business you have, whatever service you offer, make sure that one of those senses that you have, that you can get them. You know, that they feel like, oh my God, I'm locked in. Now I'm intrigued. I'm interested. What else? You know, because have you been in a restaurant where you walk in and the presentation of the restaurant is beautiful? So now your sight was, you know, was attacked. So you know, I'm going in here. Then you sit down, you get the food, you be like, man. Now I'm disappointed. You know what I'm saying? But when everything is clicking on the cylinder, you have to be able to, your presentation have to match whatever it is that you serve. It has to, because if it doesn't, you don't want people to feel like they're wasting their time, they're wasting their money, they're wasting their energy, or that you're playing with them. Because some people do it for the hustle, people do it because in their minds a quick buck. I want to be a trainer. Why? Because shoot, I can get this is easy money. It's not easy money. You have to give somebody results.
Right.
No matter what they pay, you have to deliver. Right. At some point, you have to deliver.
Right.
So, get their attention and keep their attention. Now, as far as the sign.
That's how I first was introduced to you, though.
As far as the sign goes,
10 years ago.
I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. Yes, because I had to put myself out there. Like, okay, the era that we grew up in, right? We believed that bums was on the corner with signs. Yeah. You know, bums was on the corners. So I had to get out of what the people would think about me by me doing this, and realize I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me, so I don't care what they say. So I was afraid. Go ahead. Go ahead. I was afraid. But I had saw a guy on the corner, with the sign, and he's flipping and dancing and stuff. I said, man, if he can do that, and about another business, how I can't do it for me?
For yourself. Come on now.
So I grabbed the sign. At first, I was laughing about, I'm gonna put this on and dance, and I put it on. And I was like, oh my god, all the attention is on me. Because then again, I could have easily just paid somebody to do it and wear it. But if somebody pull over and ask them what is phillyweeden.com, do they have all the answers? No, they don't. So it's like, who can talk about me more than me?
That's good.
I can. So I wore the sign because of the stage plays. I wore the sign because of the movie. I wore the sign because of everything. I'm Philly Weeden. I pull over. I have it in my trunk. I'll just pull over and stand in the Home Depot parking lot. I'll just pull over and stand on the busiest corner and just stand there. I'll pull over and go into Walmart and just stand in front of the store. Like, because at the time, I'll do it now, but I just didn't care whether the weather was, whatever was going on, because I need people to know what's going on. And social media was going, but it's hot now. Social media wasn't really that hot then. So I had to actually make some people understand that I need some attention here. So he go a sign, back and front. I wore a tux, and let's go. Let's go. I stood there for some hours, and of course the traffic came, but I had to die to what I believe people would say about me because I was standing on the corner with a sign.
You drop too many gems, bro. You drop too many gems in one episode. Because I think, I hear people all the time, like, I'm scared to be on social media. You are outside.
Right.
Outside.
In a suit, and like you say, front and back thingy.
Yep.
And I just remember, like, people used to beat. But that's what got my attention. I'm like, what is he doing? And I looked, it used to be like www.phillyweedenbig.com. And that's all it said. Like, it wasn't no fancy, crazy sign. It was just him. And like I said, at this, and I was like, oh my God, if they don't keep this traffic moving. Because we downtown. And I'm like, but it made me look. So I went home, I looked it up. And at the time, it was like a gospel stage play. And it was like a first one, I want to say like a debut. It was like legit 10 years ago. Like 8 to 10 years ago, maybe. And then they just kept coming. Then it was another play. Then it was like a movie coming out. But I would keep just checking back in because he would never stop. He would be random places. I didn't never see him at Home Depot, but he would just be random places with the sign. Like, here he go again. Let's see what's going on.
I think that's so dope. I mean, like you said, back then that was the move. But even then, we have no excuse now. You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't. I want to make it real. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Well, if you, man, that's crazy. I think that's dope. Now, once again, it only helps you grow your background all the way around because at the end of the day, their social media shut down. I'm getting out here with the sign. I get me a sign by the way. I put notes somewhere. Make sign. You know what I'm saying? So I must be outside.
I'm old school. Like even when I was touring with the stage plays, I was still going car to car, putting flyers in the doors of cars. And people don't do that no more. Because again, they just feel like it's just work. Like, well, like I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna put no sign. Man, look, whatever. Here you go. Because these are people who don't know nothing about me.
Right.
So what better way to advertise or promote than to put this on the card? That's what they used to do in the 90s. So why is it like you said, beneath me now? No, I still got those same tactics and I will still do it.
That's dope. I want to get into the stage plays or whatnot because I love how once again it sounds like to me like you're not afraid to go after the things that you want to pursue. You don't want to live with any regrets. Like I want to go after everything. I put my mind to. So let's speak upon that because I think not enough of us we feel like we're only limited to what what we see.
What we see in our environment, and which is true though. It's true because if they don't see you, if your environment doesn't grow you, or you don't see growth in your environment, you're only going to go as far as the ceiling. But if that's why so many people at the Vault is so successful because there's no ceiling. Like we can do whatever we want to do when we want to do it and how we want to do it. Just talk to the right person. Who I need to talk to. You do this, okay? Hey, let's go. So I mean, it's no limit. It's no limit because I don't want to limit myself because again, like you said, I don't want to live with no regrets. I want to be able to do everything I said I wanted to do. And it might not be how I wanted to do it, but I still want to do it. And I don't believe in the word no because we all in this day and time access for anything.
Yeah.
You can find out how to do whatever you wanted to do just by a tap of a button now. You know, then it was just, you had to get out there and find out somebody who's willing to show you. Because, you know, people didn't want to do that then.
Yeah.
But, you know, stage plays, I never knew nothing about it. You know, again, the neighborhood that I was in, the school that I went to, reading books wasn't it.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? All the books that we were looking at in doctor's offices is ESPN books, but we looking at pictures. Yeah. We ain't trying to read nothing, we ain't trying to do nothing. So what happened was, you know, I was overseas at the time, and I had just gotten into a relationship. You know, so on Facebook, I'm just writing statuses, love statuses, you know, just things, and people are like, man, write a book, and I'm like, LOL, no, I'm not writing no book, you know, I don't know about writing no book. So I just kept writing statuses, you know, about the relationship that I was in, and you know, the marriage that I came out of, you know, the lessons that I've learned, things like that. And people, you know, still kept saying, write a book. So I had got a message from a publisher at the time, and was like, hey, if whenever you're ready to write this book, we can go ahead and publish it for you. So that made it easy for me. Like, it's easy to write about yourself, because I was just talking about being in a relationship, coming out of a relationship, finding myself, going back into a relationship. So I wrote that, you know, and shoot, it pre-sold 1,400 copies. Just off of that. So I was like, I'm writing another book. So I wrote another book, and it equally did, you know, as well. So then I got a message from an ex-classmate of mine, you know, and she sent a message, she said, hey, I think you need to take advantage of the buzz that you have with these books and write a stage play. I was like, I never wrote no stage play. She's like, never wrote a book either. I was like, shit.
Come on.
Right, you never wrote a book either. I was like, all right, you got a point. So, but in my mind, again, I think big. So I'm like, I'm gonna do a stage play. I'm gonna do it at the Playhouse. I didn't know about none of the rules that they got. I didn't know about SAG. I didn't know about none of that stuff. I just know I wanted to do a stage play at the Playhouse. So I called the Playhouse, and I talked to a guy, and he was like, have you ever did a stage play? I said, no. He said, you ever acted before? I said, no. He said, have you ever produced one? I said, no. He said, and you want to do it at the Playhouse? Yes. He's like, well, sir, that's just not how we do things. You know, you can try the local, you know, more.
The Caribou.
Yeah. And you know, the colleges and things like that. And of course, you know, when on the phone up, I was very discouraged, because that's the first time somebody told me you can't do something. So I was like, man, maybe I can't do this. And, you know, I sat back, and then, you know, I talked to someone and told them, and they was like, man, call CSU. So I called CSU and booked the theater, and cool, now I'm back in the swing of things. So now I'm you know, when I definitely encourage people, if you want to do something, find the person that's doing what you're doing and just study them.
Come on.
You know, because a lot of people want to feel like, I want to be original. There's no such thing. There's no such thing as originality. The only such thing there is what you offer in far as your influence. That's right? Good. Because if I always use the analogy of, okay, parents, right? If the mother and the father buys the same gift for their daughter or their son, and the father wraps his up and the mother wraps hers up, you know, and they put it under the tree, now it's the presentation. Same gift. The presentation is what's going to make them. So now, when the daughter or the son has to pick which gift to open up first, they're going after the one who looks like it was wrapped with love. I'm not going after my dad's because it's tape missing. And thank you. You know, I mean, because you know, a woman when they wrap it, the corner's gonna be tight. Yeah. Tape gonna be underneath.
I'm using
the bow or ribbon with the scissor, and you know all that. The name, the dad gonna put that's yours right there. That's yours right there. So you know, of course, you gonna go after that one because you just want to rip it open. Yeah. Because it's packaged nice. So it's the same thing with business, man. We all can offer the same thing. We all offer the same thing. It's how you package it to the person who you want to present it to. And that's what gets the person, is your package. So at the play, you know, I put up the first play at CSU, and it sold out, you know, and I was like, shoot, I'm gonna do another play, and then another play. I ended up doing 5 plays that year. And they was like, man, who do that? I was like, I don't know. Like, what's wrong? They're like, no, that's too much. You're supposed to do at least 1 or 2 a year. I was like, man, I'm gonna keep doing it. Yeah. So one day, you know, after all that, I called the Playhouse again, talked to the same guy, and he still
conversation then.
Oh, definitely. And he was like, Mr. Weeden. I was like,
oh, you know your name
now
now.
I'm Mr. Weeden. Right, now I'm Mr. Weeden. So when I finally met with him face to face, the whole time in my mind, I kept saying, you the person that told me no. You the person that told me no, but
that's
now
dope.
you sitting here like, okay, so what date you want?
I'll be ready for you.
Ready for you now.
So I mean, which is good though. I mean, you have to be told no in order to see what you really got to offer. You know, like is that no going to stop you from doing what you want to do? Because that person is not the gatekeeper. He's just telling you you're not qualified right now. That's all. Not right now. Yes, you can do it, but just not right now. You're not qualified.
Good man.
You're just not qualified. So, you know, I started doing the signs and I started doing, promoting because I'm at the Playhouse. I don't know what the Playhouse have to offer. I just know that when you do it here, everybody sees it as a validation. Like, he's for real.
Yeah.
You know, it ain't just, he's not going to a local high school and do a stage play there.
Right.
He's doing it at the venue where they do that at. And that's it. So, you know, it's a beautiful thing, man. I still got 3 ready, written, casted, everything. I'm not comfortable yet. I'm just not comfortable because at this ladder of my life, I just don't believe in taking L's.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because, you know, after COVID, it's just, things just changed.
Yeah.
People's mentality just changed. It's the same drive, same everything, but just we're disconnected mentally. You know, yes, we all used to go to the movies. We used to love to go out and do all that stuff. Nowadays, people just like, I'm cool.
Yeah. No.
I'm cool. So I don't want to force nobody to buy a ticket because they just cool. No, I'll wait. So, you know, if it happens, it happens. If it don't, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I gotta unpack some stuff you said in there because you said some dope stuff in there, and I think a lot of us as people, we overthink. Like you said, nothing new underneath the sun. I'm a real estate agent. You've been real estate agents before me, gonna be real estate after me. Like you said, the package of how you present yourself is what make all the difference.
Absolutely.
Like, and I think that's a concept that we all have to understand that. Like, you might do something that's someone else's, but what's the analogy everyone uses? If you go to the bread section, it's all the same bread, but you know what I'm saying? Your packaging makes all the difference. I think that's so dope.
Absolutely.
I think that's so dope you said that.
Absolutely. It's the truth. It's the truth.
So I got a question for you. So, you know, Cleveland is a small, big city, right? As we all know. You are one of the staples. When you think about Cleveland and you think of entrepreneurship, it's only so many names people think of and whatnot. And you are one of those people and whatnot. So I want to once again give you flowers for that, first and foremost. But then secondly, and I like how you talk about from the beginning, because I think people, once again, they think that this was given to you were out there working. This is years of work that cultivated to you to get to the status and whatnot. What advice would you give to those who feel discouraged? Because one of the reasons why we created this podcast was we love having people like yourself and then people who are just starting out, people at all levels of entrepreneurship, right? But what would you say to that person who's just starting out saying, well, nobody really rock with me, no one really, give me that chance or whatnot? What advice would you give to them?
Keep doing it. That's entrepreneurship these days is the most easiest thing to get into, and the most hardest to stay into.
This thing on fire tonight, man. It's on fire.
Entrepreneurship, man, it's an emotional roller coaster. You know, because of course we all want to do what we want to do as far as our dream. If entrepreneurship is a dream, so speaking on entrepreneurship, if that's the dream that you want to have, we all want to make it as soon as we open the door.
Yeah.
We don't want to feel like don't nobody support us. We don't want to feel like nobody sees us. We don't want to feel like nobody wants to invest in what we have to offer. You know, hear me, see me, come see what I have to offer.
Yeah.
And you know, that's the most disheartening thing, you know, is to feel like what you have to offer or what you know that your voice is not being heard or nobody wants to support you. It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
You know, every day you have to talk yourself into opening the doors, you know, and just praying that things change. You know, every day you know, even myself, you know, as successful as the vote is, I mean, I used to question it all the time. Like, why? I don't need all of this to do what I do. You know, but it was like, but I knew that if I close the doors, then what am I saying to Lulu, you know, who runs her business out of there? What am I saying to other trainers who run their business out of there? What am I saying to the people who support the vote or support Lulu? What am I saying to them? You know, so it's like, I got to do it. Now it's bigger than me.
Yeah.
It's not me. It's more so them. So it's like, I have to keep these doors open because they depend on that. You know, like but at once I depended on it, but now so now it's out of my hands. So the doors have to stay open now. And you know, being an entrepreneur is just like being married. You have to decide every day that this is what I want to do, regardless of the arguments we have, regardless of the environment that's right now, regardless of if we talking to each other today, or regardless if I get somebody to buy one thing for me today. I have to decide every day that this is what I want to do, be an entrepreneur. Because, you know, people say I want to be an entrepreneur all the time. I hear it all the time. And I'm pro-entrepreneurship all day, pro-entrepreneurship. But again, you have to have the spirit to be an entrepreneur. You have to have, you know, the right skill set. Again, man, if entrepreneurship is what you want to do, again, find the person that's doing what you're doing and just study them, because it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's definitely worth it, but it's not easy. So you have to have a model. You know, when I was doing stage plays, I used to me, Tyler Perry was the best. Yeah. Right? So I bought all his DVDs, every single one, from the very first one he did to the very last one at the time that he did, and I watched them all. I wasn't watching them for his message. I wasn't watching them for his singing, the actors, none of that stuff. I was watching it for the presentation and watching it for, you know, the production value. What was he doing? You know, how was the music? When they do. So, and I studied him. No, I'm not Tyler Perry, but I know that if I'm going to present something to the people in the city that I want to support me, I have to present this, because this is what's the best. And so again, if you want to, you know, be a fitness apparel clothing line, you want to open that up, and you believe Lulu is doing it, and that's what you want. Follow Lulu. Follow how she markets, how she brands, how she engage with her people. All of that stuff matters, because you don't want to say I'm an entrepreneur and you don't have the engagement with the people who support you. You know, that used to be my thing. You know, somebody had opened up a gym, whatever, and I was like, stage play. And I was like, hey, I'm just starting to be a playwright. I would love to talk to you. This in the comments, right? Skip right over me, talk to the next person. Skip right over, talk to the next person. And so they so obviously they see my message, but they're not talking to me. And that hurt, because it's like, dang, I really need help. Yeah. But you don't want to help? Got you. So then that's when I bought her DVDs, and I was like, cool, I'll just do it myself. And everything was self-taught, you know, because again, you know, you got people in your field who are willing to help you. Yeah. And you got people in your field who are intimidated by you. And you have to know that it's okay for people to be intimidated by you, because that's showing that you have what it takes to do something that I didn't think I could do. So, you know, take it.
I gotta tell y'all, Philly said at the beginning of this episode, we're gonna be hitting this button quite a bit. He was not playing, man. He didn't come to play episodes. So I appreciate you, man. Like, you were blessing me with stuff you saying. I'm like, dang, because like that's real. Yeah. So when I first started out as an agent, man, I would reach out to so and so, and I'm like, hey, man, I love what you're doing. You are inspiration to me. This and other whatnot. And I get it because nowadays I'm on the other end of the spectrum now. I got people reaching out to me, and I really want to make sure I take out time to get out to everybody. You know what I'm saying? I understand what it's like to be on the side of that, but like, man, you're right. And like, I never thought about the intimidation. I thought they were busy and whatnot, but that would make a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying? You're a threat.
That's good stuff.
You're a threat. You are a threat. I get asked all the time, you know, people who want to start to open up a gym, or people who want to, you know, just do entrepreneurship, period, or people who want to be a trainer, what advice you got. And I tell them whatever it is, I'll tell them, because I don't want to be, I know that if I help another person be successful in the fitness industry, that improves the fitness industry. So, you know, again, it's the same way, my same thought process with stage plays. If I'm helping somebody else do it, then that's giving the people the hope to support more of it. You know, so if I'm doing a stage play, and then you'll play right, and you say, hey, I want to do a stage play, you know, and this is what I want to do, and you do it. So your crowd ain't my crowd. Yeah. So if you convince your crowd that stage plays is great, they go into all the stage plays in the city. No matter who it is, because now this is what I want to do, because I seen this one, so they all got a shot. Right. You know, but if I sit there and say, no, I'm not going to help you, I'm not going to support you, I'm not going to do anything, now I'm suffocating my own success, because I can't grow by not growing this industry. You know, if I don't help grow the industry, how am I going to grow? The only way to help grow the industry is by helping the people who want to be involved in the industry. Because her people ain't my people. Yeah. Her people don't know me. Right. You know, so, but if by her being at the vault, she's exposing the vault to her people. And her people are going to tell other people They people gonna tell other people, people that don't even know me, don't even know that I exist.
Yeah.
And so therefore, it's a great thing because now the brand, the brand enlarges, the industry evolves, everything is bigger now because now people are bought into. I need to get in shape. People are bought into. I need to go stage plays. I need to go support entertainment, live entertainment, and that's just how it should be, man. Support is a never-ending cycle of rewards.
Yeah, and I love that, man. Cause I think we're in an age now where I think people are more open to it. Cause you take the example like Jay-Z. Jay-Z's billionaire, Kanye became billionaire, Rihanna became billionaire. Everyone underneath him because once again he's sharing information and. That is a beautiful thing, especially among us as black people, man. So
absolutely.
Once again, thank you for that, man.
Thank you. Absolutely.
So, okay, talk about the past, talk about the present, talk about the future. You know what I'm saying? I know you said you got the plays already loaded or whatnot. What else is next step for you?
Well, my plan now is to, we're going into Severance, the old Bally's.
Yeah, I seen that's dope. By the way, congratulations. By the way,
thank you. We're gonna move there, and I know by doing that sets a standard, in the city and around the city, because it's a collective.
Yeah.
Like it's not, when you think of the vault, you don't say Philly Weeden, you just say the vault.
Yeah.
It's just the vault, and that's the blessing that I love about it because it's not about one person at the vault. It's about all of us. We have our own thing. We have our own brands. We have our own recognition. We have our own accolades, and we all just do it together under the same roof. So by us being the Severance, it's a much bigger location. It's a much larger responsibility, but it's worth it because everybody there has proven that I want to be bigger. I want to do more. The only way we can do more is by having a bigger space, so that you can grow. Because we can only get as large as our environment. Yeah. No matter what. To some people, the vault is the biggest thing, but there's much bigger, other than the vault. So why not? Why can't we do that? We can do that. And again, everybody there believes in teamwork. It believes in I may not conversate with you outside of here. I may not talk to you outside of here, but I know that inside of here, we cohabitate. We make money together. We break bread. We here, and I can work with you and not be your friend. And that's the best thing to have because, once you develop some type of whatever, and that becomes sour. So now the work environment becomes sour. The people don't want to be involved. I don't want to go over there. Or I can't train at the same time as this person. I can't do this. I can't do that. So it's just that I just love what the vault is, and what it stands for and how it operates because, again, everybody there believes that bigger is what they should have.
I think that's dope. That's full circle because you used to work for Bally's, now you're back.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's dope.
Thank you,
man.
Thank you.
So shoot, talk about that. So. I have several questions I like to ask everybody, you know what I'm saying? Because once again, the whole purpose of why we even created the podcast is because we like to embrace our city, you know what I'm saying? Just like the Atlanta, just like the New York, just like the southern parts of California. Cleveland is a hub for entrepreneurs. I believe it, Marquita believe it, and that's why we even created this. But we have a stigma in our city, and I'm pretty sure you have either heard it or been a victim of it, but we have a habit of not putting each other on per se, or not putting each other on, support each other. What do you, in your opinion, is a way that we can, as a city, be able to break that stigma?
One person at a time, because that's an old, like I hear that all the time, but I've never felt it. I never felt it because I wasn't the person that was doing that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Come on, man.
So if we're all taught that support is the way to go, then it's just going to just trickle down and everybody's going to do that. But if you're in my camp and I'm telling you everything is about me, then that's the mentality you're going to have. I'm just going to support you then. And it's like, no. I remember doing an interview at the pet rally that we had, and the TV reporter was like, so how does it feel, for everybody to be here and supporting and showing love and doing this and doing that? I was like, isn't that how it should be? That's how it should be. Everybody should be supporting everybody. Like it shouldn't be, support me, don't go there.
Right.
It shouldn't be that. Everybody should be supporting everybody, so therefore everybody wins.
That's good stuff.
I don't want to be the only big fish where I'm at. I just like people who are bosses. I like because again, if I hang around bosses, then it's gonna keep my boss spirit up.
Yeah.
It's gonna make me want to do more and be more and learn more.
Yeah.
But if I'm the only boss in my circle, then what are they gonna do? You know what I'm saying? Like what the people who around me who are not bosses, what they're gonna do? But if I purposely put myself in close proximity with people who make decisions outside of Philly. You know what I'm saying? People who make decisions for what they do in their life and other people's lives. Again, I hang around bosses. I hang around entrepreneurs. I hang around people who have to make decisions every day that this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, then if they're having a bad day and I'm having a bad day, then we ain't gonna have no future. We ain't gonna have no future. But if all the bosses around us is still being bosses because this is a heart thing, then we're all going to continue to boss. No matter what, we're all going to continue to make decisions. We're all going to continue to respect each other's decisions, respect each other's lane and everything. Because everybody say, "Hey man, why don't you do this, do that?" I say, "No, this person do that at the gym." Why don't you do this? No, this person do that. No, why don't you do this, man? They gonna love this. No, this person do that. If you want that, go to that person. If you want this, go to this person. You want this, go to that person. I offer this.
Yeah.
But outside of this, you can go. They'll love for you to support them. You ain't gotta support me. You ain't gotta wear charged up. Where Lulu stuff? You know what I'm saying? Where somebody else's stuff? Because at the end of the day, we all, again, as entrepreneurs, we want to be seen. We all want to be seen. We all want to be supported. We don't want to just say, I have something and no one is buying it, no one is supporting it. That doesn't make sense. It makes sense if I'm readily available and I'm showing you that the support is needed. Yeah. And again, in Cleveland, man, I first learned the hard way when I did the books, right? Because I'm like, everybody excited. Of course, you say something coming, everybody, yeah, do it. And then when you do it, crickets. Right? And that's how it was at first for the book.
Yeah.
Everybody like, write a book. I say, oh, shoot, this is going to be good. So I wrote the book, and boom, I put the link up. The book is ready. I probably had 5 sales the first 2 weeks. And I'm like, what the heck? But it wasn't until I posted someone holding the book. That's when it went off. Because, again, you have to know what game you got to play. Right? When it comes to marketing and advertising. You got to know what game to play. Most people, don't want to feel left out. Most people don't want to feel like you don't see them not supporting you. Yeah. So if I'm showing that Lulu's holding up my book, oh my God, here, click. Everybody like, oh, I want a book too. I want this. I want you to post me. I want you. So you have to know what game to play.
That's genius, man. Come on, man. Gotta do it one time, man. We should be paying Philly right now, man. I heard what he said. That is genius, man.
Yeah, you just have to know what game to play when it comes to marketing and what you're trying to offer, because some people don't want to rock with it if they don't see other people
rock with you. Oh,
What's
man.
the point? Shoot. I'm not going to be the only supporter. Nah, but if you got 100 people behind you that's saying do this, do that, oh shoot, let me do it too.
Right.
Just because I see that they got it. I might not even want to wear it or may even like it, but I want to be in the number.
That is good right there.
Yeah.
Man.
So you have to know what game to play.
Oh man. Listen, I don't understand. I'm over here taking mental. I'm gonna do that tonight. Because man, that is genius. Because he's right. Because I think we as people, you know what I'm saying, we scarcity works, but at the same time, we don't be left out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he support. I got support now. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, that's genius. Yeah. I'm about to be rich, y'all. Shout out to Philly, man. I'm like, but that's good stuff, though. No, thank you for that.
Thank you.
And this is a question I like to ask everybody too, because shout out to David Shands, man, because you want to talk about a podcast that's who we said, you know what I'm saying? That's our mentor, you know what I'm saying? And I love what he does with his podcast. And I love one question he asks his audience, his guests, he say, all right, well, we're going to the next 5 years, because 5 years from now, we're going to look back and say you did that. I'll ask sometimes the same effect, but actually what you want a legacy to be for your business and for you as an individual, because when you're long gone, we want to be able to say, Philly Weeden, he meant this to the city, he meant this to the community, and so on and so forth.
Man, I just had that conversation with my son Friday. Because, like my son, the era, this generation, right? Everything is show me what you got. how much you got, that ain't enough.
That's facts.
You know, so everything is that type of vibe. And the vibe we grew up in was like, if I got it, you
You ain't gonna know,
yeah,
right.
yeah. So he was like, yeah, I think I want to go to Atlanta and do this. I said, why? I said, you can do what you're doing down there here. It's no different. It's no different. I said, the culture may be different, the environment may be different, but I said, but you can be the first. I said, you have a great example right in front of you. And I was like, it's no sense to, I said, LeBron, in my eyes, LeBron messed up that legacy because when he went to LA, he went with all the stars. So so you're just a star.
Right.
So you're nobody really to us. They go LeBron. Oh, they go Michelle Pfeiffer. Or you know what I'm saying? Like they used to see it all that.
Right.
But if I said, imagine if when he came here, he won a championship here, he stayed here, he got restaurants here, he got business here. The city will love him forever.
Yeah.
Because he changed the city. So now his son is coming up. The city is yours. The city is going to embrace you. I said, and then that's the legacy.
Yep.
That's the legacy. You going to LA, that may have been a personal decision, but as far as the legacy, you there with all the other stars. So you're going to drown. Your legacy going to drown. LeBron was here. Kobe was here. Magic Johnson was here.
Yep.
Like we got stars, but Cleveland never had a star from Cleveland who became a star and changed Cleveland by itself.
Yeah.
And I said, you can do that. You can do that. I said, I want you to be everything that I'm not. I want you to be bigger than me, taller than me, stronger than me, wiser than me, smarter than me, rich. I want you to do all that.
That's dope.
Because you can. You know, and he was like, Dad, I didn't see it that way. Yeah, it's like I said, man, imagine what Cleveland would have did for LeBron. He would have had a statue.
Yeah.
He would have had man, so much. I mean,
Yeah.
when he was here, all the business, people opened up stores and restaurants, everything.
Yeah.
And people was eating. Everybody was getting business support because it's national attention here.
Right.
Global attention here.
Yeah.
I need to go here because LeBron is here.
Yeah.
You know, I remember saying something when at the Dawson Foundation when I was speaking, and I said everybody want to leave their city to go somewhere because they believe they can be successful somewhere else. I said, but why don't you be the person that be the attraction to your city? And that's when I was doing stage plays. People was flying in.
Thank you.
I mean, people was flying in for the stage plays.
Yes.
So I'm bringing in the attraction, the attention from other cities because they want to come here to watch the stage play. Because of what they see on social media or whatever. Oh, I need to go. Same way with the vote. People are flying in from other cities just to come to experience the vote.
Yeah.
So be the attraction to your city versus going somewhere else because the attraction is already there. Be the attraction. Be the first. I mean, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's difficult. But you can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it. So, and I told him, I said, whatever you want to do, I'm with you. But I'm going to let you know now that the legacy is before you. He was like, man, why don't you, he said, Dad, you can open up a gym in Atlanta. Yeah, I can, but I guarantee you it's going to be much harder because there's so many gyms out there.
Right,
Here, I have a name. I have a brand.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to, I ain't going to say, I made it very easy for me to do things here.
Yeah.
Versus me having to go in and be like, hey, y'all, see me? Like, man, I'm 40 years old. I don't want to be hustling like I did when I was 30.
Yeah.
You know, trying to get the attention of what I'm doing. Yeah, you may know me from social media or you may know me because I traveled and you're like, oh, I need to go to this gym. But here, they see me differently.
Right.
I'm not a star here. You know what I'm saying? They're like, man, that's Philly.
Yeah.
You know, and I know what he stands for.
Yeah.
I know what his people do, and we good. We ain't got to worry about that.
Right.
So, and that's, to me, that's what legacy is. Legacy is leaving something that when you're long gone, that people still remember that you still do that. You know, and I had a conversation with a guy at the gym, Rich, 2 weeks ago, and I was like, man, you know what? I said, the best thing that I think that would come out of this, I was like, man, God forbid something happened to me. I think that the people here will still want this gym open. And they will still pay, do whatever they got to do to keep this gym going. Yeah, just because of that. And then at the time, they're like, okay, here you go, give it to a son. You know, and because I just believe that that's what would happen.
That's good.
You know, he was like, yeah, that happened, but let's not talk about that. And I was like, but no, I said that's a good feeling for me to have.
Right.
You know,
that's
that
awesome.
if I die, this still lives. If I, most people in businesses, when they die, the business is gone. It's over. So it's like, what influence, again, I say that about trainers all the time. It's more than about providing a service. It's now you have to be an influence in your client's life. Like, what did you touch in their life to make them feel like I have to do this regardless now? This is a part of my life. Because I know trainers, if they decide to quit, their whole clientele gonna quit. So now that I didn't even do my real job, which was to let you know that you could continue to do this.
Right.
Because now, if I quit, you quit. What's the purpose? What's the purpose? If I quit and you be like, well, shoot, I believe 90% of my clientele, literally, I believe 90% of my clientele will go on. They will either be trainers, they will go be gym owners, or they're gonna continue doing what they're doing now, because now they're bought, they're sold that this is what I do. You know, it's no longer I just go in here to work out because I like Philly, or I like to be around Philly, or I like to, you know, experience this. If he's going, this gym ain't gonna be like nothing. Nah, I need to keep going too. And that's the true influence of an entrepreneur, of a trainer, of any business that you offer. It's like, I want people to be so sold out in the things that I offer and the things that I do, that they feel like they can do it without me. And that's the benefit of it. That's the benefit of it.
This thing on fire today. I had to step myself like, no.
We over 10. We over 10 times.
No, yeah. That'll be a record now. You know what I'm saying? This is good stuff.
We over 10 times.
That's, man. No, listen, because this is good stuff.
This was so good.
This is a current episode. You want to take the last one, or, you know what I'm saying?
What you got?
Me?
Yeah, you. You only had 2 questions on the whole thing.
I did, because it's so nice to just be around and listen to how you naturally are. Because we see so much, like I've seen it driving on the street, and then of course social media then kind of transition. We see a lot of stuff, but your spirit is the same. Like, it transcends. And what I do like is you're able to tell a story without having to be prompted by a question. We can naturally have a conversation.
We had it before, right?
I have to pull it out of you. It's naturally here.
Fact.
And sometimes, and no shade to nobody who might be a little bit more timid, because sometimes people need the assistance.
Facts.
What I like about you is you don't require the assistance, and when you do, even with like your marketing and stuff like that, when you do work with others, it's on a natural, I just like your energy, I like your vibe, spiritually we connect, or mentally we connect. I see something in you that you probably see too, but you're afraid to admit in your reflection. So let me show you what I see, because I'm sure we're going to agree eventually, you know? And the fact that so many people have that same story about you is consistent. And I guess working out is consistent. Yeah. So I don't really got nothing to add. You know what I'm saying?
All that
to be here. Yeah. No. So we always ask about the past and present. We ask what you want your legacy to be. We ask how the city itself can be better at just supporting everybody. The last thing I do want to end on is, where is the vault? Can we get the address? We are going to put everything in the description notes below. Don't worry. But how can we continue to support you and make sure that the people who might be in our audience, because y'all know I ain't this winter butt ain't no summer gut yet, but I need to be there, and y'all need to meet me there. Not only support Philly, but everybody in the vault, and we gotta go buy some clothes from Lulu.
Yeah.
So, how can we do that?
1635 Lee Road, near the corner of Lee and Mayfield, so it's not too far from here.
Okay.
But it's literally walking up those 3 stairs into those silver doors. As soon as you walk in, you're just gonna feel a presence of energy, and you know, and quickly that presence of energy is gonna turn into nervousness, because you're actually taking the first step into putting yourself into a better environment that will help change you. The vault will definitely do that. It's mental there, you know, and then it comes out physical, but it's all mental, man. And everybody in there has a story, you know. When you walk in, first thing you see as you turn, when you get to the counter and you turn to the right, you see a hallway full of trophies, you know, and these are trophies of people who society gave up on. You know, some people never had a trophy until they turned 50, you know, and these are trophies of people, man, who are teachers, you know, people who have regular everyday jobs, but this is a proof that they came in one way and they're living another way now, because of the atmosphere and the environment that the vault is. You know, it's a blessing being there. Every day I walk in, man, I really literally feel like I have no problems, you know, and it's a blessing to walk in there. You know, I walk in there, I'm so overwhelmed with the people that are there that I don't get to focus on the things that's going on in my own personal life, you know, and that's a great thing. You know, you don't want to sit there and be like, man, as soon as I get off, I Like I don't have them. I don't have those thoughts. You know, it's when I get off, I'm like, woo, that place, boy. And then I go home and be like, forget what I'm going through.
Right.
You know, I got to do this again tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a blessing, man. The vote is a vacation for me.
That's good. That's good. And so y'all don't know, these are like free mentorship classes for me. I don't have to be watching them. That's why I bought the questions, you know what I'm saying? I'll be doing some stuff. Right?
Take advantage of it.
You know? Y'all, aha!
Take
you know,
advantage of it.
But I do have a question, and this is my last question, because I go, because we maybe we have to do part 2 with like the vault, you know what I'm saying?
That'd
You know what I'm saying?
That'd be nice.
You know what I'm saying? We gonna pull up, you know? But I do, so, because you've been dropping gym at the gym at the gym at the gym. What are 3 things you want someone who watched the episode to take away from today's episode from?
That if you don't have the confidence to do it, create the confidence to say it.
This man's dropping gems.
And the reason why I say that is because, again, being an entrepreneur, you have to, at some point, have the confidence to believe in what you do, you know, and what you sell and what you offer. Because if you don't, the people are going to pick up on that, and they're not going to support it. You know, if you can't talk about your own brand, your own service, then don't expect somebody else to go to do that. I mean, I believe the people around me go as hard as they go because they see that. They see that going hard is what we do. So if I don't go hard for myself, they don't go hard for me. It's pointless. I'm not finna over talk him. You know, forget it. If you ain't saying nothing about your stuff today, I ain't saying nothing either. So, like, again, you have to know. Put yourself in atmospheres where people are having conversations about the future of what it is that they're doing. Because they make that, you know, just like you said, you may have to pull something out. Maybe just being in the atmosphere of somebody else that's talking about what they're doing will help you figure out, like, oh, shoot, they finna do that. I can do it too. You know, and man, we're only as good as our circle. We're only as good as our environment. We're only going to get as big as our circle in our environment. So if you're the smartest person, I know that's a cliche thing. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. That's a true thing. That's a true thing. You don't want to be the smartest one in the room. So don't be intimidated by putting yourself in a situation to where you feel dumb, because it's okay. It's okay, because out of this dumbness that you feel, you're going to be motivated to be smart. And ain't no telling what's going to come out of that, because if you tap into something that's inside of you that you didn't think that you didn't think existed, you're going to go so hard for that feeling that you're feeling of that you're going to just exceed all expectations that you put on yourself, because the people around you are going to say, I knew it. You know what I'm saying? But there's only so much I can say. There's only so much that I can tell you, but I knew that you had this in you. I knew that you could be this type, be this way, but I can only say it so many times before you actually believe it. And I'm gonna stop talking about it. But once you do it, man, don't worry about who's not supporting you. Please don't worry about that. Yes, it's gonna be disappointing. Your friends, you know, the people you thought was there all the time is gonna be the ones that's gonna be going gung-ho for you and talking about it. They won't. Your parents, your mom, your cousins, your aunt, they won't say nothing. But the thing is that don't worry about who's not supporting you. Focus on the ones that are. Because those will be the ones who are going to drive your business, support your business, and help you have a better living through your business.
This thing might be broke. It might be broke. You know what I'm saying?
So don't worry about it, man. Focus on the ones that do support you, because those are going to be the ones that are going to talk about your business. And talking about your business is what you want. You know, that's what you want. You want people talking about your business when you're not. You know, you want people looking at your page when you're not even on it. You want people commenting and sending you messages when you're not even replying and talking to other people. So you want to do that. I'm a serial liker, right? On Instagram, Facebook. I go down my timeline, double tap. And again, you have to know the game. And the game is dang, oh shoot, they saw my stuff. And that may be all that you need. I remember saying happy birthday to somebody on Facebook. You know, they got that alert. So-and-so birthday, and then you like 5 or 6 people, whatever, you go in there. I used to go in there and put happy birthday. Not even, man, ever never said it or seen that person a day in my life.
Right.
Happy birthday.
That made the whole day.
Somebody replied and said, oh my God, Philly, you wish me happy birthday. My day is made. And I was like, what? But to them, they see me different. Good. And that's okay. So you have to be able to put yourself in situations to where you feel like, man, shoot, this may be the thing that sets somebody off. So do it. Do it, man. Don't be afraid to be supportive, because you're only going to get back what you give. You can't get mad if somebody not supporting you if you never supported somebody else, especially in your industry. You can't say you're a boutique owner if you never supported other boutiques. Why would you want support from people who support boutiques if you never supported it? So you have to go in there, buy one piece from somebody, from everybody. It's okay. You ain't never got to wear it down, but them seeing your face, knowing that what you do is what you do, to them it's gonna be like, well, dang, let me go. I mean, I've been to plenty of events where I see people who have their own booth will go to every booth and buy something. Because again, if I do this and you do it and they do it and they do it and they do it, all the support we need is right here in this room already. So now outside of this, when the people come to support this event, that's the bonus. But if all the vendors in here is buying something from every vendor that's in here, and trust me, man, you spend $100, you can get everything from everybody in that booth, everything, and man, you just make somebody's day because somebody could be giving up right then and there at that vendor. This is my last thing. Ain't nobody buying nothing. Ain't nobody doing that. You walk up, hey, how you doing? What you got? Oh, okay. Well, I sell this wine, and I started it maybe 2 months ago. It's a great taste. I'm new to this. I buy a bottle. Really? So now just that one purchase can make them continue on living their dream for another week. So again, man, never underestimate another entrepreneur. Never underestimate yourself. I know it gets hard. I know it gets tough. And it's supposed to. It's supposed to. It's so easy to work for somebody else, but it's never easy to work for yourself. But who knows yourself better than you? Who knows your brand better than you? Who knows the way you function and live and operate and think better than you? You. Put it on your back and go ahead.
Man, thank you. I've been waiting over here. I've been like,
weird.
Oh my
It's weird.
goodness,
It's all right.
man.
It's weird.
Man, y'all have been a part of this masterclass that I've been sitting on. You know what I'm saying? Cause I'm gonna leave out. I'm gonna be over like, Philly said this said that. I'm doing it tonight. Oh man, y'all gonna see brand new. Yes, I am. I ain't got a masterclass.
Ain't nothing wrong with it.
With
Nothing wrong with it.
Philly Weeden, y'all already know.
Nothing wrong with it.
You know what I'm saying? We appreciate you, man. This is an awesome episode. This is we 90 episode 91. This is top tier right here, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you.
Appreciate you. And Lulu coming on, by the way. She's gonna come on.
Oh,
the
yes, she
episode.
is.
Yes, she is.
Yes, she is.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I remember Lulu tagged me in y'all post.
Okay, yeah.
You said who we gonna have next, and then she tagged me. I clicked on like, what's this? And I'm like, what's
yeah.
this? What's this? Now we
Cycle
here
of
to
support.
Yeah.
So we appreciate taking time out to be with us today, man. And by the way, y'all, see, I gotta go searching. We're gonna have all the links in the show notes, so you gotta go searching around everything from the vault to Philly, so that way you guys can support them, shout them out, and all that good stuff, y'all. I can't
stop looking at this outfit. Who are you wearing today?
Well, I just got the sweater. It's called a hoodie, so I don't know who it is, but it's called a hoodie, and yeah. That's it.
He know how to put the pieces together. So you need some fashion info.
I do. You know what I'm saying? I thought don't start, man. Don't you start, man.
Keep it cute.
That's funny.
But
But
you
yeah,
go to him for a lot of different things.
Thank you, love.
Be on your way.
Thank you. Be on your
Be
way.
on your way.
So
Be
we
your
don't-
connected everything.
man, don't do it like that. Don't do it like that. It's over with. It's over with, y'all. We done. Don't do it like that. Episode done.
Oh.
Dang, you know what I'm saying? It's just not coming in. Man. You know what I'm saying? Just connect, man.
Let it go. Let it keep going.
Thank you.
It happened. It happened.
That's right. Just hold on. Whatever he said. Put it on your back. That's more.
Oh, God.
All right. Anyway.
I'm just kidding. Brandon, y'all don't be saying what he be saying before we start taping.
Hey, don't
Y'all know what I deal with.
Oh, so she said she sit back and wait till the
She
camera
get
rolls.
back.
Right.
Yeah.
She wants to record, you know?
Yeah. Her get back and when the camera's on. Okay. Say what you say. It's okay, cool.
It's been 91 episodes of torture.
He said, I ain't gonna start it.
Well,
That's
she-
right.
Well, your dad's gonna finish it.
That's what he said. Just finish. That's the hardest thing for you to do is finish. I'm trying to get through it.
He's like, you professional. Don't say that. Don't say that. Nah, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it.
That sound like me.
Don't tell me to be quiet now. Don't tell me to be quiet now because you forgot about it.
Yeah. Remember when you see it.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, we really appreciate y'all coming out today.
Yes,
And
thank
like I said, we're going to do part 2, the vault, you know what I'm saying? We'll have Marquita up on the treadmill, so you know what I'm saying?
You know, I ain't gonna be able to talk.
got
I
a
really
lot
ain't
of
gonna ask
people
no
there.
questions. I'm just gonna be
We got
trying
a lot
to
of
breathe.
people.
Yeah,
But we will be at that grand opening because we'll be a little bit closer to it too.
Yeah, so yes, we want to
Jump up
support.
class. Yup.
I'll be watching. Listen, I
What's
get
it
tired
called?
watching online.
Juicy jumping.
And every day.
Yes.
I be on YouTube like, I'm gonna get off this couch and try it. But I be like, nah.
It's fun.
Just
It's fun.
Every day I
It's
watch,
not even like you don't see it as a workout. Just see it as fun because it's not like we literally just have fun.
Can we do a mentality class?
I was about to say,
I gotta
it's
get my
even better
mind
in
right to
person.
go.
It's even better in person because once you come, it's not even about get your mind right.
Mm-hmm.
You just automatically like.
Yep.
The new
takes
club vault coming
Yeah.
out, it's really like a whole vibe. And then it's like a community of support.
Yep.
People
That's
you
dope.
don't even know. They gonna encourage you. They seeing you, come on girl, you got this, let's go.
Okay.
Like you
Let's
gotta
go.
just
Well, who trying to pull up with no for
I'm tripping,
real?
I'm tripping. Don't worry.
Pull
I'm
up
like,
experience.
I'm like Marquita, meet me at
I will.
Lee and
I-
Mayfield.
Monday,
You couldn't get the
Tuesday,
16
Thursday.
right.
Yeah, no,
I
you
knew
know
you
me.
wasn't gonna remember the
Monday,
address.
Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
Yep.
Okay, just know if
7
you get
o'clock.
You get a random call. Like,
Thursday
hey,
at 7.
pull up on
Uh-oh.
Okay, Thursday at 7. We
Try
got
to set get on camera.
We do. Now we gonna see on camera
When
who
is
be
air?
there.
When is air?
He gonna put it up tonight because he's so thirsty
I'm
to take
thirsty.
notes. I already know. He gonna put it up on Monday. He gonna be with the notebook like 16:28. He said
16:28.
he gonna be looking for the time he hit the buzzer like.
Oh man, you gotta be professional in front of Philly, man. You know what I'm saying?
We be letting them in on entrepreneurship. We gotta give them the honest truth. They know what this is. That's one thing we do.
Say I'm
We'll put
thirsty.
it right up.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, this is
No,
our
because it's
class.
fire episode. The people need this. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting this up tonight. You right? I'm putting it up tonight.
Yes, sir.
The pull up experience. Pull
That's
up.
right.
Charged up.
Pull up and
Pull
charged
Pull
up.
up to charge up.
Yep.
7 o'clock.
Ooh.
7 o'clock.
Ooh, I like that. I like that.
I'm telling
This
you,
week.
I'm telling you, once you start coming,
Okay.
it's like a drug. You're gonna be addicted. You're gonna be addicted.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I
It's like
tell
working
my
out.
clients all the time, like you want to speed up the process. That's the fastest way. It's like the most intense cardio class, but the vibe is just so crazy. It don't like you just in the whole like in the spirit, like the music.
Yep,
You
that's
just
it.
moving. You just going. I'm telling you, it's not like
We come. At this point, I'm gonna stop making excuses and I'm just gonna
Yeah.
you gotta go.
figure it
Yeah,
out.
gotta come.
Yeah. No, I got you. Like you think
I
I'm
know
playing.
you do, cause I got your number and we know the address.
I'm like, okay, let's go grab some lunch.
I'm gonna be like the man outside. He got his face on there.
Grab some lunch.
I'm gonna hold y'all to it. I'm gonna be steadily. Y'all coming?
Yep.
Y'all coming?
Bet.
Y'all coming?
This Thursday for sure. No.
Man, all right, we got it.
All right. 3 steps. That's it.
Silver doors. All right.
Step down the doors.
That's all you need to know.
That's what I said.
Early arrival suggested. Parking is limited right now.
Yeah, for real.
Okay.
Don't come at 7.
Okay.
Get there like
6:30.
6:30.
Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right, bet. We got on camera too. I'm gonna play it back. I don't make a clip of it, everything.
You're so
You know what I'm
thirsty.
saying? I am thirsty.
I'm thirsty to see it too, though. You know what I'm saying? I want to see it too.
We is. Just so we can stick through. We gonna pull up for real.
Absolutely. So this is episode 91, y'all.
91.
Roll to 100 episodes, y'all.
Roll to
Man,
100.
man, I
It's
can't
gonna
tell
be
y'all. bro.
episode 92 on Thursday when y'all pull up.
Yeah, put it on the camera.
Get the
Bring the
whole
camera.
experience.
Everybody just get up. You gotta get up. Like, no, wait. Cut, right. Cut. No, pull up.
Shoot. Nah,
Ooh,
man.
we.
We thank y'all. Really, that you know, once again, y'all busy people, and y'all once again, the whole. I love what this is. Just like how Philly said, you know what I'm saying, what he does with fitness. This podcast, and we're just showcasing the beauty of entrepreneurs in our city is our passion. You know what I'm saying. So we thank y'all once again for coming out.
Yes,
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we episode 100. Like I want to be 2 years from now, like man, remember episode with Philly or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And now we're on episode 200. You know what I'm saying? Now we able to showcase Cleveland on a whole national scale now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the goal.
Good. That's good.
That's the goal.
It can happen.
No,
It's
listen.
gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
happen.
That's right. That's right.
It's gonna
That's
happen.
right. That's right.
It's gonna happen.
Once again, we thank y'all for showing up every week and supporting us and watching every episode. You know what I'm saying? How to do it, Marquita. You know what I'm saying? So, thank y'all again.
It's a hater in the house. It's a hater in the house.
One thing,
Okay.
Lulu, and we can't wait to see what great things come forward, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So see y'all next week. Until then,
Bye.
peace.